I'm not a furry. However, if you slap some tits on a rabbit, I'm probably gonna want to fuck it. Bellsprout, basically a fleshlight. Unfortunately, gonna have to edge for a total of 2 hours. That's right, you read the title. You already know what the fuck we're doing. We're ranking the most crackable Pokemon. Little fact about me, I used to love Pokemon, right? But one thing I love more than Pokemon: gooning. I've been looking at the comments. I have been called the last Goonatar, a goon bender if you will. So I feel like there's no one more appropriate for ranking this shit, right? If you guys didn't know, there is a Pokemon called Ditto. For the purpose of the video, we're fucking banning this guy. Ditto's too fucking OP. In fact, any Pokemon that can turn into other Pokemon, or even people, they're out the video. It's not entertaining. I want to fuck you, Ditto, but also fuck you, Ditto. We're not doing a tier list. I looked it up. There's about 1,000 fucking Pokemon. That's too much shit to crack. I'm switching up the start for this video. I found a website. With that being said, let's get to the ranking. Now, this shit is called the ultimate Pokemon picker.
Wow.
Normally what you would do is you'd pick your favorite Pokemon. It would give you your results. You'd find out what your favorite Pokemon is. However, in this case, we're only picking crackable Pokemon, right? They're all birds. They're all fucking birds. It's probably Rhydon. You can ride on my cock. I guess this thing's kind of like a body pillow. You could probably crack that shit. Nah, fuck that. Oh, fuck no. We're not fucking the cat. I'll crack the shit out of Blissey. What are we doing? What the fuck am I meant to crack, bro? Oh, fun fact about this guy. Fucking Whimsor. Bro, what the fuck is that? I'm either cracking a dog or this little fetus guy. Holy shit! This guy's got fucking tits, what the hell? Holy fuck. I would crack the shit out of that guy. Bro, I don't know! Fuck. Bro, what are we doing, man? I don't want to crack any of these guys. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'll crack the penguin. Whatever. I'm not even gonna lie. This thing did give me a boner at some point in my life. In that case, I'm definitely choosing you. Wait, no! Fuck. Shit. It's a goth baddie though. Ooh, I would low-key crack the shit out of this lobby. Oh! We got fucking 6 back-to-back. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Look, this jellyfish is kind of calling me for some reason. You know what, fuck it, I'm choosing the jellyfish. I don't know why I'm choosing it, but I'm choosing it. Yeah, I'll crack the dog then. Okay, fuck it. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3 heads. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a baddie. Yes! We're in the fucking endgame now. I mean, it literally has fucking tits. What the fuck? Ah, we lost a fucking real one, man. Oh, bro. Fuck. Oh, bro. How the fuck am I meant to choose this shit, man? Okay, let's end that shit there. This is the list right here. Okay, I just ranked every fucking Pokemon based on how crackable they are. I'm gonna do some maths, right? We're gonna calculate crackability of each of these Pokemon. We're gonna find the average. We're gonna find out what's the most crackable Pokemon. I'd like to preface by saying I'm not a furry. However, if you slap some tits on a rabbit, I'm probably gonna want to fuck it. Let's run the fucking numbers and find out what's the most crackable Pokemon. Okay, so obviously on its own, right, the list gives us a slight indication of what the most crackable Pokemon are. However, there are a few issues that come up with this. The main one being overlapping, right? There's no way you can fully control the overlap in the most efficient way. So in order to combat this, I've come up with a strategy. Now, this is the ultimate crackable Pokemon spreadsheet. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna find out the names of all these Pokemon. I'm gonna fill the table with their names. And after that, I'm giving them a rating out out of 10. This is purely on initial attraction, right? As you could see during the video, there are obviously some Pokemon in this table I don't want to crack, so it's pointless even researching anything about them if I don't feel that initial attraction, right? So yeah, with that being said, I'm just going to quickly fill in the table. What we can do with this table, right? Next, to truly find the most crackable Pokemon, I'm just going to eliminate every Pokemon under the number 8. I would crack the shit out of all these Pokemon, right? If Pokemon were fucking real, don't let them on my team. These are Pokemon I just want to fucking pound into the wall, right? Now, I said I would not be using a tier list. However, I'm only using this tier list to deduce the most crackable Pokemon, right? So before we figure out the 10 most definitive crackable Pokemon, we gotta eliminate some of these guys, right? There's way too fucking many Pokemon here. We gotta get this down. There's a couple of criteria I'm rating these Pokemon off of in order to eliminate them. First up, quick way to eliminate some. As you can see here, we've got some Megas, Gardevoir, and then Mega Gardevoir. Now, I'm sure all of you are aware of Gardevoir. However, some of you may not know Gardevoir can Mega Evolve, right? The issue with this, here's some economic terminology for you. In life, there's substitutes and there's complements, right? Mega Gardevoir would be acting as a substitute. In order to reach Mega Gardevoir, you can't have both of them, right? We're either going to eliminate the base or the alternative form, right? Now in Pokemon, we've got a few alternative forms. First up, let's just have a look at these Pokemon and deduce which form's the most crackable. Now that we've gone over the alternate forms, the next criteria I'll be going off of is size. If a Pokemon's too small or too large, you can't crack it. Okay, next criteria I'm going off of being practicality. Obviously, a Pokemon's type could come into play here. The texture's off, you can't really crack it. And types like fire and ice may be affected due to the temperature, right? When ranking these based off crackability, I did let some Pokemon slip. There's some Pokemon here that aren't attractive. However, they are insanely crackable, so I'd just like to give them an honorable mention. That being Bellsprout and Misdreavus. Obviously, Bellsprout, basically a fleshlight, and Misdreavus just gives good head. Okay, with that being said, another criteria I'm ranking them based off of is how overall humanoid they look, right? So this is a great example, Gardevoir and Absol. For some reason, I wanted to crack the shit out of Absol. Absol looks more like a dog, right? So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to eliminate all the humanoid Pokemon. Okay. Now this might be one of the worst decisions in my life. In order to save time, before researching all the Pokemon, I'm going to run them by something that I'm calling the clarity test. If you watched the Gooning Cannon event video, I'm pretty sure you can connect the dots on what I'm about to do. That's right. I'm about to goon to every Pokemon. There's a grand total of 22 Pokemon here, right? If I run this shit by a goon test, I'm giving myself around 5.5 minutes to goon to each individual Pokemon. So unfortunately, gonna have to edge for a total of 2 hours. Obviously, just edging's not gonna give me as much clarity as fully gooning. However, fully gooning is suboptimal for this, considering if I just goon to every single one of these Pokemon, this video wouldn't be out for another month. Yeah, the top 10 is only currently the top 10, depending on if they fail the clarity test. The list will change, right? So, with that being said, let's get to edging. Hey guys, I just finished edging to Pokemon Fury for 2 hours. I've seen some shit, man. I have many regrets, and now that I think about it, I probably didn't need to do any of that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting my decisions now. Don't recommend it. Not one fucking bit. Not one bit. Psych! We're not ending a fucking video on a sad note. With that being said, do I regret it? Yes. Was it necessary? Also yes. Because as you'll see in a second, the list did change. With that being said, let's get to the top 10. Coming in at number 10, we got Lopunny. Now I know this may be a shock, this is often thought of as the second most crackable Pokemon. However, as you'll find with a lot of these, I discovered the furrier they are, the more clarity there is. Shout out Lopunny. Yes, she looks like a light-skinned baddie, however, the clarity while gooning was too much. Coming in at number 9, we got Gothitelle. Obviously, Goth baddie, right? You'll find this is one of the most humanoid Pokemon here, right? Definitely a sleeper pick. A lot of potential. Shout out Gothitelle. Number 8, we got Lilligant, more specifically Hisuian Lilligant. Honestly, a really surprising performance, right? Did not expect that. I've never heard of this Pokemon before. However, very little clarity. I fuck with Lilligant heavy. Coming in at number 7, this, in my opinion, is the most surprising pick for me. We got Primarina. Obviously, this one's bordering the furry territory, right? However, this Pokemon had an extremely dedicated fan base. They definitely carried this one up with the sheer content. Definitely crackable, in my opinion. Coming in at number 6, we got Roserade. Another Pokemon I never heard of until researching this video. However, a stellar performance. At this point you'll find the Pokemon definitely become a lot more humanoid, right? That's what we're looking for. What more else is there to say, really? Number 5, we got Mega Mawile. Obviously, absolute baddie. However, I felt the content was slightly lacking for Mega Mawile specifically. Obviously, she got the weird hair, mouth things, right? Aside from that, absolute baddie. Slightly disappointed by the amount of content for this one. Coming in at number 4, we got Meloetta. What else is there more to say, really? From this point on, they're purely humanoid Pokemon, right? Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. The big 3. This is the big 3 of crackable Pokemon. From this point onwards, I felt no clarity. I did not regret gooning to this shit, right? Number 3, we got Florges. Straight up, very humanoid creature, right? Absolute baddie. Slightly disappointing amount of content. Not much more I need to elaborate on, really. Coming in at number 2, the most surprising bit of the video. It's Gardevoir. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. What could possibly be number 1? What is a more crackable Pokemon than Gardevoir? Let me tell you. And coming in at number 1, rightfully deserved, we got Hatterene. Most of you probably have no clue who I'm talking about. I had no fucking clue what this Pokemon was. However, boy am I happy I found out. This Pokemon has a perfect balance of humanoid and alien features, right? Perfect blend. What I imagine you want if you go into Pokemon. That is the final ranking. Quick outro. Is it too late in the video to say I'm not a furry? This is coming from an outsider's perspective. I'm going into this with a very objective mindset. Obviously, there's going to be some subjectivity to this. However, with that being said, I'm pretty satisfied with the top 10. Now look, I don't fuck with like begging. However, in this case, I think I kinda need it. Leave a like, subscribe, fucking share the video, boost me in the fucking algorithm. After making this, I don't really want to go back to school if I'm being honest. Thank you for watching. One takeaway, don't go into Pokemon porn.